For more than 70 years, the Pacific kept its secret. Somewhere beyond the reach of sunlight, a legend slept. The USS Hornet, last seen burning and broken in 1942. Many believed she was gone forever, swallowed by the sea and time. But in 2019, a new generation of explorers sent cameras into the abyss. 17,000 feet below, their screens flickered to life, revealing steel, symmetry, and silence. Gun mounts still in position. A flight deck stretched beneath a shroud of silt. It wasn't debris. It was a ship holding its breath. The Hornet had returned to sight, her name faint but undeniable. And in that moment, history stirred. A war hero reborn in the dark, carrying stories that had waited decades to be heard. The discovery of the USS Hornet wasn't just another wreck found. It was history rising through darkness. For decades, the ship had existed only in memory and grainy photographs. Now, cameras had traced her outline with impossible precision, showing what war, time, and 17,000 feet of pressure could not erase. Her rediscovery proved that even in the planet's deepest, most hostile places, stories still wait to be found. Each rivet, gun mount, and twisted beam offers a frozen moment from 1942. Evidence, not imagination. But to understand why this single ship captures so much awe and respect, you have to go back to the moment the Hornet first entered the war and began the journey that would make her a legend. The story of the USS Hornet began long before her name became legend. She was born from urgency, a nation racing to rebuild its strength after the shock of Pearl Harbor. In December 1940, at Newport News, Virginia, the Hornet slid down the shipyard ways, sleek and untested. By October 1941, she joined the fleet as CV-8, the newest of the Yorktown-class carriers. She carried close to 90 aircraft, nearly 2,000 crew, and the promise of a new kind of warfare. Her decks echoed with training runs and propeller winds long before the first shot was fired. No one aboard could know that within months, she would be thrust into the heart of a global storm, a mission so daring that it would defy physics, fear, and every rule of survival. In early 1942, the war was turning grim. Japan's advance across the Pacific seemed unstoppable, and morale in the United States was collapsing. Then came a plan so bold it bordered on madness. Launch Army bombers from an aircraft carrier and strike Tokyo itself. That carrier was the USS Hornet. Her crew prepared in secrecy at Alameda, California. On her flight deck sat 16 B-25 Mitchell bombers, their wings barely clearing the edges. Fuel tanks were stretched to the limit, weights stripped to ounces, and pilots warned they might never return. On the morning of April 18, 1942, the ocean winds rose as the order came. One by one, the bombers roared down the short deck and lifted into a gray horizon. They hit Japan's cities, then vanished toward China. The material damage was small, but the impact was seismic. For the first time since Pearl Harbor, Japan had been struck at home, and America's spirit surged. The Hornet had delivered hope when it was needed most, but her daring was only beginning. The Pacific still waited with greater trials ahead. 2 months after the Doolittle raid, the Hornet sailed again, this time into one of the most decisive battles in naval history. It was June 1942, and the Japanese fleet was moving toward Midway Atoll, confident it could crush what remained of America's carriers. But waiting in those same waters were Hornet, Enterprise, and Yorktown, 3 ships standing between Japan and the Pacific. At dawn, Hornet's squadrons launched into a sky already thick with enemy scouts. Her torpedo planes flew low and straight into fire, suffering devastating losses, but their sacrifice drew Japan's fighters down. Moments later, American dive bombers, struck from above, turning 4 Japanese carriers, Akagi, Kaga, Soryu, and Hiryu, into burning ruins. Midway shattered Japan's momentum and shifted the balance of power across the ocean. When the smoke cleared, Hornet's name carried new weight. She had helped change the course of the war, and the sea would soon demand its price. Victory at Midway didn't bring rest. It only opened the door to a new and grueling fight. Guadalcanal. By late 1942, Hornet was one of the few U.S. carriers still operational, supporting Marines who clung to the islands below. Day after day, her decks thundered with launches and landings. Pilots fought exhaustion, flying through storms and gunfire, while crews repaired bullet-riddled planes with bare hands. Every mission was survival. For the men, for the foothold, for the war itself. For weeks, Hornet stood alone in that vast, contested sea, holding the line against a relentless enemy. But even legends have limits. Beyond the horizon, Japan was preparing a strike powerful enough to end her fight, WWII, and send the proud carrier into history. October 26, 1942, dawn over the South Pacific. The calm sea hid an ambush waiting to unfold. The USS Hornet was now the last fully operational American carrier in the region, hunted by a superior Japanese force. When radar screens lit up that morning, the crew braced for impact. Wave after wave of enemy aircraft plunged out of the clouds. Dive bombers screamed down, torpedoes raced beneath. Explosions tore through Hornet's decks, fires erupted, and power failed across the ship. Still, her gunners fought back with a fury born from desperation. For hours, the carrier endured direct hits. 3 bombs, 2 torpedoes, and relentless strafing. Smoke filled the passageways. The flight deck buckled under the weight of destruction. Finally, the order came. Abandon ship. Destroyers circled, attempting to scuttle her, but Hornet refused to sink. The next day, Japanese destroyers found the burning hulk and delivered the final blows that sent her beneath the waves. Her career had lasted only 16 months, yet in that brief span, she had launched one of history's boldest raids, helped win Midway, and fought until her decks gave way. The Hornet was gone, but far from forgotten. The sea had claimed her, and for 70 years refused to give her back. For decades, the Hornet existed only in photographs and fading memories. Everyone knew she was lost somewhere in the Pacific, but somewhere covers millions of square miles. No diver could reach that depth, and no submarine had ever searched that far. The ocean had hidden her well. That changed when a new generation of explorers took up the challenge. It wasn't a treasure hunt. It was a mission to give history a voice again. The effort came from Paul Allen's Vulcan Inc. teammates aboard the research vessel Petrel. Their search began not at sea, but in archives, old Navy logbooks, after-action reports, and survivor testimonies were gathered and compared. 9 different ships had reported Hornet's last position, each giving conflicting coordinates. Engineers cross-checked every entry, correcting compass errors, accounting for drift, and plotting likely zones of descent. When they overlaid the data, a faint pattern appeared, a corridor of probability stretching across the deep. For months, the team refined their model, narrowing the grid mile by mile. It was part science, part instinct, a race against time and pressure. When their maps were ready, the Petrel's crew prepared the machines. After 76 years of silence, the search was finally ready to begin. The Petrel moved quietly above a patch of sea no ship had studied before. From her deck, the crew lowered a new kind of explorer. A remote-operated vehicle, built to survive pressures that could crush steel. Its lights pierced the black as it sank through nearly 3 miles of water, each descent minute ticking heavier than the last. Down there, There was no sunlight, no sound, only darkness and gravity. Operators watched their screens as sonar painted the seafloor in pulses of blue. Then something broke the pattern. A shape too large, too symmetrical, too deliberate. A long, flat shadow stretching across the abyss. The signal matched the dimensions of a carrier. The ROV adjusted course, edging closer until its cameras caught the first glimpse of steel. Gun mounts, catapult tracks, the faint outline of a flight deck buried in silt. This wasn't a natural formation. It was unmistakable. After 77 years, the USS Hornet had been found. A legend that once changed the course of a war now lay preserved beneath 17,500 feet of silence. The images on those monitors didn't just reveal a ship. They revealed a story that refused to die. As the cameras swept across the wreck, the ocean revealed what time had forgotten. A 5-inch gun still stood upright, its barrel aimed toward the surface, as if waiting for an order that never came. Nearby, the 1.1-inch anti-aircraft mounts were locked in position. The gunners long gone, but their stations intact. The flight deck was littered with relics that defied belief. An aircraft tug, still upright, sat frozen mid-duty. A Grumman F-4F Wildcat, its wings folded neatly, rested as though awaiting takeoff. Even personal traces endured. A jacket hanging from a hatchway, a toothbrush sealed in a wash kit, small echoes of the men who had lived and fought here. Every artifact seemed untouched, preserved by the cold silence of the deep. This wasn't chaos. It was memory, suspended in darkness. And for the first time in decades, the Hornet's story spoke through her own remains. The Hornet's wreck told a story no written record could match. Her buckled plates and twisted beams showed exactly where bombs tore through her decks. The bridge had snapped from the main body, tilted upright, proof that she didn't collapse in one instant, but gave way piece by piece as fire and flooding consumed her. Each scar matched eyewitness reports from that final day in October 1942. Compared with other wartime wrecks, her preservation was extraordinary. Where ships like the USS Lexington lie scattered across the seabed, the Hornet remains largely whole, a steel time capsule sealed by pressure and cold. Even after 70 years, the hull's structure still whispered defiance. Every dent, every fractured seam was evidence, not of defeat, but of endurance. Beneath miles of ocean, the Hornet had become her own witness to history. Amid the analysis and sonar scans, one voice brought the story back to life. Richard Nowatzki, a gunner who served aboard the Hornet. When researchers showed him footage of the wreck, he was 95 years old. Yet the moment his eyes met the screen, time folded. He recognized the gun mount he had once manned, the very position where he had fought as bombs fell. He remembered the sound of armor-piercing rounds cutting through decks. Plink, 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 before the ship shuddered from the explosions. Decades had passed, but his memory was sharp as salt water. Seeing the wreck again, Nowatzki smiled softly and said, "If you go down to my locker, there's $40. You can have it." That small joke carried the weight of survival, humor masking grief, and gratitude for all who never came home. Finding the Hornet wasn't an act of adventure. It was a test of respect and precision. At more than 17,000 feet, the pressure is 8 tons per square inch. Steel bends. Circuits fail. Nothing survives by accident. Every dive carried risk, losing the ROV, losing contact, or damaging the fragile site itself. Navigation had to rely on acoustic beacons. One misstep could tangle a cable or shatter a propeller. Yet even greater than the technical risk was the moral one. The Hornet is officially a U.S. Navy war grave. home to more than 100 sailors who never escaped her final fire. Researchers could not touch, move, or recover anything. Their mission was to observe, not disturb. Each movement of the robot's thrusters was deliberate, gentle, a bow to the fallen. Because down there, among the silence and steel, history isn't a story to claim, it's a life to honor. When the U.S. Navy confirmed the identity of the wreck, there was no grand ceremony, just a quiet statement and a promise to protect it. The USS Hornet, CV-8, now rests in darkness, her exact coordinates withheld to keep her safe. To historians, she is a textbook written by time, a rare chance to study how warships age, break, and endure. To families of the fallen, she is sacred ground, proof that their story was never lost. Her discovery also marked a turning point in exploration itself. It proved that even at crushing depths, human curiosity can reach farther than ever imagined, when guided by reverence. The Hornet's war ended in 1942, but her legacy continues to rise. One discovery at a time. Beneath miles of water, the Hornet sleeps. Not in silence, but in peace. Her decks no longer echo with engines or war, only the soft hum of the deep. She reminds us that even what's lost can be found, and what's gone can still speak. Because the ocean remembers everything. If you want to uncover more stories like this, subscribe to Depths Uncovered, where history still breathes beneath the waves.